Have you ever wondered what it truly means to respect yourself? Is self-respect about setting boundaries, standing up for your beliefs, or something deeper, a mastery over your inner world? What if the secret to cultivating true self-respect lies not in modern self-help books, but in the ancient wisdom of one of history's greatest thinkers? Imagine living a life where your self-worth is unshaken by criticism, external pressures, or fleeting success. What would it feel like to truly stand tall in your values, no matter what challenges arise? Today, we explore the profound lessons of Marcus Aurelius. Lessons that could transform the way you see yourself and the world forever. Marcus Aurelius, Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, is a name that echoes through history as a symbol of wisdom, resilience, and integrity. Born in 121 AD, Marcus was thrust into a world of immense responsibility and power. As one of the most powerful leaders of the ancient world, he wasn't just concerned with ruling an empire. He was deeply committed to mastering himself. Amid wars, political turmoil, and the pressures of leadership, Marcus turned inward, using his role not as a pursuit of glory, but as a platform for practicing virtue and self-discipline. Through his personal writings, famously compiled in Meditations, Marcus documented his struggles, insights, and reflections. What makes these writings so powerful is their raw honesty. They were never meant to be published. These were the private notes of a man grappling with his humanity while striving to embody wisdom and virtue. His reflections reveal a mind constantly working to balance external pressures with inner peace. Marcus teaches us that true strength doesn't come from power or prestige, but from living a life in harmony with our values. His philosophy on self-respect and personal integrity has stood the test of time, offering principles that remain as relevant today as they were nearly 2,000 years ago. Whether you're a leader, a student, or simply someone seeking greater clarity and purpose, Marcus's insights provide a roadmap for building a life of unshakable self-respect. In this video, we'll uncover the lessons that made Marcus Aurelius not only a great leader but a deeply respected thinker, and how his philosophy can inspire you to cultivate self-respect in your own life. In today's world, maintaining self-respect can feel like an uphill battle. We're constantly bombarded by external pressures, social media comparisons, the need for validation, and the endless pursuit of success as defined by others. A 2021 study from the American Psychological Association found that nearly 70% of people reported increased stress due to social media, with many experiencing a decline in self-esteem from constant comparisons. Imagine this. You've had a productive day, but one glimpse at someone's curated highlight reel online makes you question your own accomplishments. Suddenly, the joy you felt is replaced by self-doubt. How often do you find yourself comparing your progress to someone else's? Do you think those comparisons are helpful or harmful? I remember a time when I spent months planning a community event. It was a huge success with great feedback from attendees, yet later that evening, scrolling through social media, I saw a peer who seemed to be accomplishing something much bigger. Instantly, I felt deflated, questioning whether my efforts mattered. Reflecting on Marcus Aurelius's teaching, I realized my comparison was rooted in focusing on external validation rather than grounding my value in the effort and impact of my work. Have you ever experienced a similar moment? What helped you overcome it? It's not just social media. Our work environments, relationships, and societal expectations all play a role in shaping how we perceive ourselves. For example, workplaces often reward outward achievements over integrity, making it tempting to cut corners to get ahead. In relationships, we might prioritize pleasing others at the expense of our own boundaries. Over time, these small compromises can chip away at our self-respect, leaving us feeling disconnected from our true selves. But what if we could anchor ourselves in something deeper? Marcus Aurelius faced similar challenges in his time: public scrutiny, immense responsibility, and the temptations of power. Yet, through Stoic philosophy, he found a way to rise above it all. His writings and meditations are filled with reminders to focus inward, to prioritize virtue over external rewards, and to remain steadfast in the face of adversity. His ability to maintain self-respect amidst these challenges is not just admirable, It's a testament to the power of living by principles rather than appearances. One of Marcus's guiding principles was the idea that we cannot control external events, only our reactions to them. In a world full of unpredictable circumstances, this mindset can serve as a compass, helping us navigate challenges with grace and integrity. Have you ever faced a situation where focusing on what you could control made all the difference? Perhaps it was a difficult conversation, a professional setback, or even a personal failure. How did shifting your perspective help you regain your footing? By understanding the external pressures we face and how they affect our sense of self, we can begin to apply Marcus's wisdom to reclaim and strengthen our self-respect. Whether it's choosing to celebrate your own efforts instead of comparing them to others, or staying true to your values despite external temptations, Marcus's approach offers practical tools for navigating modern struggles. What lessons can we learn from his approach to navigate our own modern struggles? One of Marcus Aurelius's most powerful teachings is, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This concept, often referred to as the dichotomy of control, is central to Stoic philosophy. It emphasizes focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and letting go of what we cannot, such as other people's opinions or external circumstances. Think of the last time you faced a setback. Did you dwell on what went wrong, or did you focus on what you could do to move forward? For instance, if you're stuck in traffic, you can't control the cars around you, but you can control your reaction, choosing patience over frustration. By honing this mindset, we can reduce unnecessary stress and maintain a stronger sense of self-respect. Consider this real-life example. A small business owner I know faced a major setback when a shipment of inventory was delayed, jeopardizing a key sales period. Instead of panicking or blaming the supplier, she focused on what she could control, reaching out to customers, offering personalized updates, and suggesting alternative products. This approach not only salvaged her sales but also strengthened her relationship with her customers. What situations in your life could benefit from applying this mindset? Another cornerstone of Marcus's philosophy is the idea of living in alignment with our personal values. He wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This simple yet profound advice underscores the importance of integrity. Living with integrity means making decisions that align with your principles, even when it's difficult. Picture a scenario at work where you're pressured to exaggerate results to meet expectations. Choosing honesty may seem harder in the short term, but it reinforces your self-respect and earns genuine trust. A 2019 survey by PwC found that 56% of employees who stood by their values in ethical dilemmas reported higher job satisfaction and long-term success. I recall a specific moment when integrity was put to the test. Early in my career, I was asked to tweak numbers in a report to make a project seem more successful than it was. It was tempting. Everyone else seemed okay with it, and the adjustment would have gone unnoticed. But I couldn't bring myself to compromise my values. I presented the data as it was, and though I faced criticism initially, it later earned me the trust of my team and strengthened my self-respect. Have you ever faced a similar ethical dilemma? How did you handle it? Marcus also emphasizes the value of self-reflection, writing, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look." This practice is essential for self-awareness and personal growth. Self-reflection involves setting aside time to evaluate your actions, thoughts, and decisions. Ask yourself, did I act in line with my values today? Or, what could I have done differently? Research from the University of Rochester shows that self-reflection improves emotional well-being and decision-making. Consider starting a journaling habit to make this practice more structured and effective. Let me share another story. During a particularly stressful week, I found myself reacting impatiently to my family's requests for my time. I knew it wasn't aligned with my values of being present and supportive. Journaling about those moments helped me identify the root cause, my stress from work, and allowed me to adjust my schedule to be more present. Self-reflection turned what could have been a pattern of frustration into an opportunity for growth. Additionally, Marcus's emphasis on reflection can extend to evaluating our goals and long-term priorities. Are the things you're striving for truly aligned with your values, or are they influenced by external expectations? Taking time to assess this alignment can prevent us from pursuing paths that may ultimately lead to dissatisfaction. Marcus Aurelius also reminds us to adopt a broader perspective on life. He wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This isn't meant to be morbid, but rather a call to appreciate the fleeting nature of life and to focus on what truly matters. When faced with challenges, consider asking yourself, will this matter a year from now? Or, how can I use this situation to grow? Adopting this mindset can help us navigate difficulties with a sense of purpose rather than despair. For instance, if a relationship ends or a job opportunity doesn't materialize, instead of seeing it as a failure, we can view it as a stepping stone towards something better aligned with our values and goals. How might self-reflection and perspective change the way you approach challenges? By integrating these practices into your daily life, you can create a more grounded and purposeful approach to navigating obstacles and building self-respect. The climax of Marcus Aurelius's wisdom on self-respect can be captured in one profound statement. Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect. This quote is a reminder that no external gain, no fleeting success is worth compromising your integrity or values. In a world that often rewards shortcuts, Marcus's words stand as a powerful call to prioritize character over convenience. For example, in a personal relationship, you might be tempted to tell a small lie to avoid conflict. While it might seem advantageous in the moment, it erodes trust and, ultimately, your self-respect. Instead, consider the long-term impact of your actions on your sense of integrity. I remember a specific time when I was offered an opportunity to take credit for a project I had only minimally contributed to. It was tempting because it would have boosted my reputation among colleagues. However, I chose to decline and redirect the credit to the team members who had done the majority of the work. At first, it felt like I had missed out, but over time, I realized that decision strengthened my relationships with my team, and more importantly, upheld my self-respect. Have you ever faced a similar situation where standing by your values felt like a sacrifice, but ultimately became a source of pride? Marcus's wisdom also speaks to the idea of aligning our actions with our principles, even in the face of external pressure. For example, in the workplace, it can be difficult to challenge unethical practices or decisions, especially if doing so risks your position. But those who choose to speak up, despite the risks, often find that their courage reinforces their self-respect and earns the admiration of others over time. A 2019 study by the Ethics and Compliance Initiative found that 71% of employees who reported unethical behavior felt a stronger sense of integrity and personal satisfaction, even if they faced short-term challenges as a result. This principle also applies to the small, everyday decisions we make. Imagine you've committed to a personal goal, such as improving your health or spending more quality time with loved ones. Breaking those commitments, whether by skipping a workout or getting distracted during family time, might seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, these choices can chip away at your self-respect. By holding yourself accountable and following through on your promises, even when it's inconvenient, you build a foundation of integrity and trust in yourself. In a broader sense, Marcus's teaching challenges us to reflect on the motivations behind our actions. Are we pursuing something because it aligns with our values, or are we driven by fear, greed, or the desire for approval? Asking these questions regularly can help us course-correct and stay true to ourselves. In a world where shortcuts and compromises are often rewarded, Marcus's teachings challenge us to prioritize self-respect above all else. Imagine a life where every decision you made was guided by this principle, a life where your word was your bond, your actions reflected your values, and your self-respect was unshakable. How would this change the way you approach challenges, relationships, and opportunities? Marcus Aurelius taught us that self-respect is not something we seek from others, but something we cultivate within ourselves. By mastering our thoughts, staying true to our values, and reflecting deeply on our actions, we create an unshakable foundation for inner strength and integrity. His wisdom reminds us that self-respect means prioritizing what is right over what is easy, and valuing our character above external rewards. These lessons are not just ancient philosophy, they are tools we can apply daily. For example, in a world that often rewards appearances over authenticity, Marcus's teachings challenge us to focus on substance, to act with honesty even when it's inconvenient, and to hold ourselves accountable for the promises we make to ourselves and others. Imagine the strength and fulfillment that come from living a life rooted in such unwavering principles. Consider how these lessons can shape your day-to-day decisions. The next time you face a difficult choice, pause and ask yourself, am I acting in line with my values? Will this decision strengthen or weaken my self-respect? These small moments of reflection can have a profound impact over time, transforming the way you view yourself and your relationships. Marcus Aurelius also reminds us of the importance of resilience. Life is unpredictable, filled with challenges and setbacks. But as he teaches, our response to these obstacles defines who we are. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot, we empower ourselves to face adversity with grace and strength. How might your perspective shift if you embraced this approach to challenges in your own life? Ultimately, self-respect is about living in alignment with our true selves. It's about understanding that our worth is not determined by external validation, but by the choices we make, the principles we uphold, and the integrity with which we live. As Marcus Aurelius demonstrates, cultivating self-respect is a lifelong journey, one that requires constant effort, reflection, and growth. As we navigate the distractions and challenges of modern life, let's take inspiration from Marcus Aurelius to build a life rooted in self-respect, a life that truly honors who we are at our core. Imagine the peace and confidence that come from knowing you've stayed true to your values no matter the circumstances. What steps can you take today to begin aligning your actions with the principles Marcus teaches? What does self-respect mean to you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. Share an example from your own life where staying true to your values made all the difference. Was there a time when you chose integrity over convenience, or when you stood firm in your principles despite external pressure? Your story could inspire someone else to take a step toward cultivating their own self-respect. If Marcus Aurelius's timeless wisdom resonated with you, consider exploring how Stoic principles can shape other areas of your life. I have videos on resilience, emotional control, and finding purpose, all inspired by the teachings of great thinkers like Marcus. By incorporating these philosophies, you can create a life that is not only meaningful, but also deeply authentic. Don't forget to like this video if you found it valuable, and subscribe to the channel for more insights on Stoicism, personal growth, and living with purpose. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. And if you know someone who could benefit from these lessons, share this video with them. Let's spread the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius together. Lastly, I'd love to hear what topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. Are there other Stoic concepts or historical figures you're curious about? Or perhaps modern challenges you'd like to explore through the lens of philosophy? Let me know in the comments. This channel is about growing together. Thanks for watching, for being part of this community, and for taking steps to live with greater self-respect and authenticity. I'll see you in the next one.